So now with Virgo, I analyze appearing there. What this is asking you to do is to basically get organized. Organize yourself, organize your space, declutter. It requires you to be detail oriented. So, so if you are, if you're the kind of person who is in the public space, or you're dealing with people on a daily basis, and what it's asking you to do is to come across in a very organized and analytical way, and to just organize your space, pay attention to detail. And this can also be for self-oriented interests, like your physical regime that you may want to start, or some physical activity that you want to launch yourself into. But it's basically how you present yourself to the world. Also, with Virgo, it requires for you to be fastidious with your health and diet. So take care of that. Don't overeat at this time. Rather be careful about what you're doing. And if you have some bothersome ailments or issues that you feel you can address yourself, then Virgo is all about natural remedies and doing research and just finding ways and means to cope with whatever it is that you are, feeling in your body at this time, and how you want to, perhaps de-stress. Virgoans tend to worry as well. So perhaps if you are feeling stressed about things, then find ways to cope. Have a look at the natural remedies, and perhaps there's something in there for you. With a Virgoan influence, you can come across as highly strung. But either way, you will need a calm environment in which to concentrate and to, to conduct yourself as well. So whether that's in your work life or in your, just how you are moving through your day generally. Virgoans can also be quite critical and nitpicky, so be careful that you're not coming across like that to others. But the main part about this, I feel, for you is to get yourself into a good routine. With Virgos, that's very natural for them. So it's all about routine, getting organized, being detail oriented, be precise about what you're doing. You may also be asked to, if you're writing things, that definitely falls into the realm of Virgo. So it's how you express yourself as well to others, and come across as being caring and considerate as well. Then in your second house, you have solar eclipse revolution. So the second house is all to do with your income, your money that's coming in, your self-worth and your values. And it's also to do with real estate, your property, what you own, everything that you possess, your emotional and physical resources. So with this appearing in this house, you're required to make changes. You're required to make changes, because if you don't make the changes necessary, then things will be changed for you, and it will be abrupt, and it could be a bit of a shock. So this usually applies when you know there are things that need to be done. There are issues that you need to deal with, or just certain things that you need to address. And we're inclined to put them off, or we just get too busy, or we just don't quite know what to do. Whereas this is saying take action and make the changes necessary. Because when you do that, you bring about a revolution, but it will be better for you, ultimately on the other side of that. This is swift transformation. So make sure you're working with the universe on that one. So make necessary adjustments, and stay present as well. If you're dealing with your income and your money coming in, you're trying to decide about what you want to do, stay present, because from there, then you can make really good decisions. You can learn from the past, certainly, but you can't live there, and you can't project yourself too far into the future either. You need to think about what you can do now to pave the way for better things. Also, you may need to fix something perhaps has been that is needing to be done, and you just need to fix it before you can move on. So it's also about breaking old patterns. So if you've been a bit of a spendthrift, or you've in the past sort of splashed out, well, now you need to perhaps think more carefully about what you're going to do. Or it could just be that you want to make some kind of larger type of purchase. But also remember that the second house is about your values as well. So you may just be needing to change what you value now, your value systems, and what is worth, what your personal self-worth is, but also what the things that you own, what their worth is to you really in the long run. Then in the third house, we have Pluto, transformation. So your third house is everything to do with your communication. This is written, verbal, body language, exactly how you express yourself in all the different ways, whether it's social media or talking to somebody or writing things down, any form of communication whatsoever. This also rules documents, like contracts, that kind of thing. So now with Pluto transformation, it's exactly what it says there. You need to transform the way you communicate outwards to others now. So this could be linked to how you're expressing yourself now and your money that's coming in. Perhaps there's shifts and changes going on in the work that you do, or the people that you're dealing with. But there could be, something will be falling away, and it will be replaced with something else. Also, issues may be coming to the surface. There could be a surprise element to it, but there's some kind of adjustment, or a renewal or a rebirth. So perhaps the way you have communicated in the past, or perhaps the way you have been dealing with those sorts of issues, whether it's work related or just personally, the way you are going to project yourself now will need to be changed and transformed. It needs to be deeper. It needs to be direct, and you need to, tap into your sort of deep intuition as well. So it's going to be fairly intense, and you will just need to be vigilant as well about what you say and how you carry through on your what you say to others, your promises and your promises to yourself. So as I said, issues may be coming to the surface. This could be family related. I mean, this third house covers siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins, that kind of thing. But it could also be the wider scale. If you're in, so the public eye, or you're dealing with a wider audience, then it's all about that, how you communicate. The third house also covers short journeys, taking a trip somewhere locally. That might come in for you as well. This is about perhaps letting go of something before and moving forward with something new. So you may be going somewhere new, or you may be changing where you go. Perhaps you've been going to the same places for years on end, and now you need to change something. So it can cover that as well. Then in the fourth house, you have the air element, which is communicating. Again, communication is strongly featured here. This could be, because it's in your fourth house, this could be related to your actual home, your physical home, or changes within your home, to the structure of the home. It's also to do with your ethnic identity and your roots, your foundation. So with the air element there, it's everything to do with communication yet again. So, but it's also about thinking. It's applying mental faculties to your situation. So you're going to need to think things through, make a thorough assessment, think of the bigger picture as well. So take into consideration where you are now and where you want to go in the future. Perhaps you want to change, if you're dealing with some kind of transformation and it involves contract, it could be to do with property. And it was also coming up in your second house, which deals with property. There are changes coming up there. So possibly you're downscaling, upscaling, moving home, or just changing your actual home itself. Whether it's the structure, you could be upgrading technology in your home, because the air element governs all technology, or it could just be electronics, something to do with that in your home. And so it's not emotional. So don't make decisions based purely on emotional decisions. You need to actually clarify your intentions, clarify what it is you actually want and need. And then also be honest. Be honest about looking at your surroundings, your home, what needs to be changed, what you can change there adequately. You need to weigh your options up. If you're changing the interior home or the exterior of the home, you can bring in, as I said, technology, but it's also about being inventive. The air element is an intellectual element. And the air element also covers manifestation. So if you're wanting to bring a new home to yourself, then having a positive outlook will also, and being honest with yourself, you know, once you set your intention and send it out into the universe, you could very well manifest exactly what you want. So it's assessment, really. Think things through and you know, actually weigh up your options. That's really what it's about there. Then in the 5th house, we have Black Moon Lilith. This is a female mystery card. It's the deeper feminine, the darker feminine as well. This is falling into your 5th house, which is to do with, covers several areas. It covers children, so your children or other children that you're exposed to. It also covers creativity in your creative projects, or just how you are in your you know, your world, whether it's work related or just hobbies that you do at home, but it's your creativity. It's also about love affairs, and this is highly indicated with this card, and recreation and having fun of all kinds. So this is a very seductive, mysterious card. It's as I said, it's the deeper feminine. So you could be entering a love affair, or you could be involved somehow. And it's going to be sort of really quite deep and sort of mysterious. It's got like a magic element to it. Yeah, there's sex, there's seduction, there's all of that coming with this card. If that's not your situation and you're dealing with the other two areas, which could be, as I say, creativity or your children, you may find that your children are, you know, if you've got an older child and is now starting to date and so on, they may be going through that, and you're experiencing that through their eyes. But it can also bring a bit of rebelliousness and a bit of wildness, it's a strong feminine card. So there's a strong feminine influence here, whether you're bringing that into your relationship with your children or into your creativity, however it's coming in. But it's about standing your ground as well, and being strong. And sometimes you may feel like you're going it alone a little bit, that you know, standing against others' opinions and so on. So there's all of those elements that could be coming in. You could be working on a creative project and just be feeling a little bit isolated possibly. But if you're tapping into the deeper feminine and harnessing all those qualities, then, you know, you can bring it through into your creativity. It's the deeper feminine strength. It's also the darker feminine. So it's also about not making decisions based on fear or anger. So you may be having to make decisions in any one of those areas, or you're going to be experiencing it somehow through your children or through a love affair. So there's all of those elements coming in. Then the 6th house, you have Gemini, which is I think. So your 6th house is all to do with your work projects, your work colleagues, your workplace, and your daily routine there. It's also about mastery of your craft, whatever it is that you do. And it's about health and about diet and also pets. So with Gemini, I think you have yet another communication card coming in. So this is coming in very strongly for you this month. And there seem to be changes across the board here right the way. And each one is kind of feeding into the other. So really it depends on how you project yourself now, what you're doing about your income and your values, how you're going to communicate that. And it's going to literally follow you from your home right the way through your chart. So with this in the workplace, it may be this that's triggering changes, or just a change of home or something that's occurring. Or it could be possibly that you something that you're reaching for, and that is going to have other effects, knock-on effects. But with Gemini, I think communication is key, and this is mostly to do with your work, and then possibly also to do with your health and diet. But it really is your projects that you're working on in your workplace. You could be having a Gemini person that you're working with, or exposed to, or you could be in an environment which is quite fast-paced, where communication is key, or you need to bring those elements into the work projects that you're working on. This also brings in technology. You may be having to master some kind of new computer program, or some kind of tech to assist you in the work that you're doing, and also to reach others, to reach a wider audience and so on.